Yo, what's going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to another episode of, you guessed it, Respect the Game podcast. As always, man, we don't take y'all for granted coming back to tune in, and especially if you're a new listener. We not at full strength this week, but you can definitely go back, check out some of the old episodes to get a taste of, us all on the podcast together. Coach Johnson will be on the show later on tonight. He's getting off work a little late. And our brother Black Peace, he's out this week, but he'll be back next week. But yeah, man. First week of the NFL. We about to have some great conversation. Talk about a little bit of fantasy. Got a new segment coming live and direct at y'all for our sports bettors out there in the fantasy world. Yeah, man. So my name is Edward, named after my father, a Trail OG. Please make sure you follow at EMAC Stats for all your up-to-date high school sports coverage, as well as the collegiate sports coverage and the pro coverage. Shout out to Atlanta. For those who don't know, I've been living in Atlanta for quite some time now, probably going on 2 years. Finally got out in the field this past weekend for a Friday night football game. So EMAC Stacks has planted the flag for high school sports coverage officially in Atlanta, and definitely plan on going out to many more games this upcoming season, not just football, but all the other sports. So yeah, man, shout out to Atlanta high schools out there.
Yeah, man. Shine Hard is charismatic, good excellence at its finest. That's Instagram, Twitter, SoundCloud, Cash App, you name it, man. Let's go.
How you doing, beautiful people? It's the one and only Sudesh Xavier Miles. On behalf of me and my brothers, of course, the two that are missing right now, we want to say thank you so much for continuing to tune in to the podcast, because we do it for y'all. And like Sean Hall would say, we do it for ourselves as well. But, you know what I'm saying? Give or take. I'm actually going to kick it back to Sean Hart so he can plug one more time, because since the other niggas ain't here, we got more time to talk.
Y'all keep being beautiful, man, and excellent. Let's get into
it. Yeah, man. So first thing up for the topic of conversation this week is trusting the process, right? So I think one of our podcast title being Respect the Game, I think one of the biggest components to respecting the game is trusting the process, no matter how big, no matter how small. Inevitably, the only way you're going to get to where you want to get to in life, no matter what that goal is by simply trusting the process. So I don't have the book on me. I know Isaac normally always have it close by, but The Obstacle is the Way. I was reading that book this week, and there was a chapter in there talking about trust the process. That chapter, and like talking to Nick Saban, simply about how have you created this dynasty, so to speak, and from his perspective, like his success doesn't truly come from starting out the collegiate season thinking about the national championship at the end of the season in January. Like, it starts off with like, okay, who is on my team? All right, what can they do? Okay, what are their strengths? What are their weaknesses? Okay, how can we now take this and implement it to beat whoever we play week one? Okay, so on and so forth. That's out the way. Okay, do we have any guys injured? No, everybody's still there. Okay, now how can we take whatever we got and beat week two, and so on and so forth? And so reading that, it kind of like spoke to me, because like I'm trying to like dive deeper and deeper into like the journey of like graphic design, whether that's like with photos or whether that's just like with videos. And so it's just like, I see how great other people are and like the place like I want to get to, and I have come far with it, but at the same time, it's just like, but I'm trying to get to this level. And so, and like reading that book was just like, hey, bro, like you gotta trust the process. Like, you don't have to go through some shitty graphics. You don't have to go through some, some nightmares of trying to fix this and tweak this a certain type of way for all the video and photographic designers out there who may know my struggle. And so reading that book, reading that chapter, it kind of just, which I always be needing a lot, to just like reset and just remind myself, like write out the plan and just like trust the process to get you to whatever graphic you're trying to build, or i.e. whatever goal you're trying to reach in life. So I think a lot of times, like, that's so, like I said, like, that's forgotten about in terms of trusting the process. We just see like the end goal that we want, but it's like kind of like trying to like reverse engineer, work backwards into like, what are those baby steps? What do I need to do to get here, to get to A? You know what I'm saying? Like, we see A to Z, and like sometimes we kind of blind to like what needs to actually take place between B and was that Y or X or whatever. So yeah, man. So anybody out there, I know y'all want to be great. I know y'all trying to reach heights that y'all never seen before. I know sometimes we just want to spring off and shoot off like a rocket, into the abyss of greatness. But like, the only way to get there is simply by trusting the process. You can't cheat the process. You can't rush the process. You can't manipulate the process. You got to take those fine baby steps throughout the process that's going to get you the way you want to be. So trust the process, beautiful people. Trust your process. No matter how dark it may be, trust the process. The light is at the end of the tunnel.
Wow, beautifully and eloquently put. If I can put a ribbon on that, just to kind of piggyback off what E was saying, man, it's just sometimes we want to end up with wrong, or want to end up in wrong without having to actually take the journey, right? And the blessing is in the journey. A lot of people forget that, right? It's like we live in an instant gratification society. We live in a microwave society. People want it quick. They want now. They want instant results. Come on, man. BBLs at all-time high. Ass shots at all-time high. Man, it's getting treacherous out here, man. And it's all stemming right from, hey, I want the results now. Fuck the gym. I know he wasn't with me shooting in the gym. Shit, I wasn't in that bitch shooting with myself. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's the approach, right? That's the attitude now. But it's so counterintuitive to the actual end result that you want, because like Edward was saying, man, it's you don't get something great without going through something of worth great sorrow or great trials or tribulations. So it's, hey, enjoy yourself while you're in it, man, and pick out the lessons in every trial that you kind of go through. Take it with a grain of salt, right? Because your attitude and disposition throughout that entire process is also gonna be determining your outcome on the other side. Because it's like the glasses can always either be half empty or it can always be half full, right? So life is literally how we view it and the perspective we put on it. So if you always focusing on the negative, be expecting some bullshit and negative results, right? But if we focus on the good that's happening in the midst of all those things, that'll give you the strength to endure, through the end, and you'll receive your crown at the end. So, hey, stay the course.
Trust the process, beautiful people. Oh, my bad, Dacia.
No, you're good. I just like to get a little bit more specific. My brother spoke very well. Thank y'all so much, man. That was really, really great. But I just wanted to get a little bit more specific. If you have a 9-to-5 and you hate it, if you're not using that 9-to-5 to invest in what your passion really is, that's the reason you hate it. So hurry up and start doing that. And if you don't have a 9-to-5, but you work in this business and you're working and working and working and working, and it's been 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, however many years, and you're like, man, fuck it, I want to put it down and I want to do something else. Don't do that. Keep going. Steady ahead, onward and upward. You got this shit.
Yeah, it takes 10,000 hours to become a master. So put that work in. Don't be scared of it. It'll do you good in the long haul, short term and long term.
True indeed. True indeed. I was I don't want to be long with it. But so talking about we hadn't recommended a book in a while. Obviously, always the obstacle is the way. But I got a new book in today. Carmelo Anthony's Where Tomorrows Aren't Promised. So anybody looking for a good read, I hadn't read it yet, but I'm truly expecting it to be good. Believe it or not, for all the Wire fans out there, Carmelo Anthony leaving New York City and moving out to Baltimore throughout his childhood, and his surroundings and circumstances were so, out of whack. I believe he said like he was in Baltimore like at the hype of like that Wire that era when like that was truly in the trenches going on. So much so that considering how great of a basketball player Carmelo Anthony has shown to be throughout his basketball career, because of his environment, like the NBA was the furthest thing away from his mind. He just knew at bare minimum, like he had a ticket out of his situation to go to college to play basketball, and he wasn't even thinking about the NBA. So this book, again, Where Tomorrows Aren't Promised, about Carmelo Anthony, this book kind of chronicles like from him growing up as a child all the way up until he gets drafted into the NBA. So all of that minutia in between. So definitely gonna read this and check this out. And so just recommending it for all y'all who like to, read or what have you. So yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
All right, man. So football, week 1 and more football. It's coming this week. Finishing up the graphics or whatever on it with all our predictions, getting ready to get all of our predictions locked in. But yeah, man, we're gonna kick it off with the Cards. I believe they had the best performance this week. Sean Hart Izzo got them boys going to the NFC Championship.
Yes, sir.
Sean Hart Izzo break down the Cards for us, who actually washed the Tennessee Titans, who has in very high esteem. But yeah, you got it, Izzo.
Just tuck them in real quick. Yeah, man, Kyler Murray, Heisman Trophy winner, one of the most winningest quarterbacks in Texas high school football history. This was leading the potent offensive attack that is known as the Arizona Cardinals offense. We know how prolific he is on the ground, whether that's scrambling, extending plays, or whether that's, extending plays from the pocket or on the boot or out on the edge, with his laser accuracy. He literally did it all this past Sunday. I believe he had 2 rushing touchdowns to go along with 3 throwing, or it might be somewhere total opposite of that, maybe vice versa, but nonetheless a prolific showing. So damn thankful we have this shit on record that I had my Cards going to the NFC Championship game, because a lot of you all know I am no longer a Texans fan in lieu of what the crucifixion that Deshaun Watson is going through. I won't put him on the pedestal of Jesus, my Lord and Savior, but how they doing them is just wrong. And so I'm out on the Texans, man. I always got love for the city, but we right is right, man, and wrong is wrong. I feel like we definitely doing the kid wrong, but that's neither here nor there. Cardinals on my team. DeAndre Hopkins, mid-season form. Old Texas alum, doesn't surprise me. Chandler Jones, I want to hang out there for a second. The 5 sacks in the first, like, bro, are you serious?
3, I want to say first half,
quarter.
but yeah, I was gonna say first, but definitely 3 in the first quarter. Yes.
Yeah, so it was just simply amazing, right? They have key players and key contributors at key positions, right? So Isaiah Simmons, a hybrid linebacker that is coming into his second year. he looks like a perennial talent at the linebacker position. Buda Baker, all-pro safety, we know what he's going to bring. J.J. Watt, new addition, is going to free up Chandler Jones to have a lot of one-on-ones, which you saw this past weekend. He really took advantage of, quite literally. He took advantage of Taylor Lewan to the point to where Taylor Lewan had to go on Twitter himself and admit that he got his ass kicked. And he apologized to the fans via Twitter. And a lot of people didn't like that week one. That wouldn't bode well in my spirit either. That wouldn't really sizzle right in my spirit. But the fact that he was a man and had some accountability just showed how dominant of a performance that they had. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to big things from Kyler Murray. Like I did say, I think I also had him as a dark horse MVP candidate. I think with the showing he had this past week, I think he's, he's on the trajectory of that path. One could say Dak Prescott made a loud showcase for his MVP rank. Though it's week one, people, I know it's early, but these things are true, right? So
this is what we got, yeah. Before you keep going, is Kyler Murray, 21 of 32 passing, 65% completion, 289 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Yep, and 1 through the air, I believe. I mean, 1 on the ground, I believe, as well. Or it may be 4 total touchdowns.
I believe 4 total touchdowns.
2 on the ground.
It was five total, 4 in the air, 1 on the ground.
There he is.
Yeah.
There he is.
Yes.
Sneaking
sorry, I'm not on camera, everybody. I'm driving right now. I'm headed home. But I do want to comment on Scheinhardt's excitement about the Cardinals and everything like that.
Hey, bro, if you trying to rain on my parade and talk about your shitty ass Kyle Shanna baby,
I'm not even gonna say anything about Kyle Shanahan right now. I'm not saying nothing about Kyle Shanahan.
Keyword right now. Go ahead, man.
I didn't plan on talking about Kyle Shanahan all this podcast, actually. So
well, thank God. Leave him where he is, please.
Well, you brought him up. I didn't. But hey, did the Cardinals look great this week against the Tennessee Titans? They sure enough did. They sure enough looked great against the Tennessee Titans. You know who else looked great against the Tennessee Titans early on in the year? The Jags looked phenomenal against the Tennessee Titans last year. And
last year. I don't want to talk about last year because
This is why I talked about the Jags having a chance to go to the playoffs, because the whole division sucks. I don't know why people are high on the Titans. They lost their best offensive weapon in Arthur Smith, the offensive coordinator.
This is not about bad Titans. This is about
the bad Titans. This is not about the great Cardinals. This is about the bad Titans. Good teams can look great against poor teams. The Cardinals are a good team. They have an above-average defense, a pretty good defense, actually. Which I did tweet out a couple weeks ago. I did tweet it out. They do have a pretty good defense. I am very impressed with Dan Joseph. Very impressed with what he's doing on the defensive side of the ball. But all the great stuff you saw from Kyler Murray this past weekend, it's going to be an 8-game max that you will see that. Why? Not because of Kyler. He's not as good as, to me, he's not as good as what everybody makes him out to be, but he's a really good quarterback. He's a really good quarterback. Top half of the league. But he will be held back by Cliff Kingsbury. They did not do anything special offensively, scheme-wise. The Titans' defense just sucks.
All right, so Christian, let me get a piece of that, right? So one of the reasons I had text you earlier, and I was just like, bro, like, where's the damn film at? Like the film, raw film, because like I just want to dig deeper to like okay, like I know he shredded the defense, but I just want to see how and why. So Isaac, my comparison to Kyler Murray in the NBA, which you gave it to Patrick Mahomes, but when I was watching him play this past Sunday, I would compare him to Stephen Curry in the sense of like when maybe the game is on the line, but let's say maybe first end of the first half, clock is winding down, and like Steph just wants that three for like that end of the half momentum, and so it's like he's dribbling around, going around here, going around there, and like all of a sudden he just launches that three, and like that bitch just, and like for me, just in my imagination, like I feel like that was Kyler Murray, like excuse me, pardon me. There you go, Hopkins, and so that's who I would compare him to, just based off like the eye test and how he looked this past Sunday. But a question, I don't know if you agree with that, but on top of that, a question is Kyler Murray dot mob with his accuracy, or does he just have a really nice 50-50 ball?
So here's the thing, right? Collar. Well, first off, to speak to the comparison, I feel as though, and I think this is just a testament to how great Patrick is. I think Collar may be more Dame Lillard, but Steph is just prolific, right? Changed the game and how we view it and how we judge it from a point guard. And then, so same kind of ordeal with Patrick. You just don't see that every day. Arm talent, angle, you name it, he can do it, and it's effortless, right? Just haven't seen it. So that's why I would kind of get a comparison of Patrick to Steph. But Damian Lillard, God damn it, that ain't a far off behind, comparison. So he's a little more Damian Lillard, minus the total clutch factor, because Dame is just off the charts clutch. I don't know if Collar is that just yet, though he has
that body of work to show this year.
Exactly, right. So I'll give him time to grow into that comparison, but that's more the lane I kind of see him in if we're taking those NBA comparisons. But to answer your question, just because a man had the best receiver in the league on the team, you can't help that, right? That's what you have to do with DeAndre Hopkins. You don't really see him giving a lot of 50-50 balls to other receivers. Now, granted, because the new acquisition of AJ Green, you might see them start to take advantage of that more with the number 2 receiver, him being in that number 2 position. But man, a 50-50 ball to most receivers for Hopkins, that's more so like a 70-30, because he live above the rim, right? So to keep that comparison going, if you want to call him Steph Curry, then goddamn, DeAndre Hopkins got to be Clay in the corner. Them layups, bro. He just rebounding over people and that's a putback dunk or a layup 3 from the corner. Whatever analogy floats your boat. But I just think he is accurate. But when you have a receiver of the echelon and ilk and caliber of DeAndre Hopkins, you gon' hell. What's the meme? Shit, I'm down there somewhere. I'm just throwing this bitch up.
I'm not trying to like scrutinize like whatever he got going on. Like, I'm just like curious because like obviously like here's another one. I believe I'm saying it. Let me just make sure. Kevin Martin. Let me make sure the name matching the face I'm thinking about. Okay, it is Kevin Martin, right? In the NBA, had the wicked 3-point shot, almost like looks crazier than how either Sean Marion's or Lonzo Ball's their release was. Play for the Rockets, play for the Sacramento Kings. And so I think about like how his 3-ball was, how it just looked unorthodox, but it was wet. And like when you look at Kyler Murray, like some like those big bombs that he'll nail, it's not like precision. It's just like, again, it's the dancing merry-go-round, and like he just like from like the ground I'm just like, bro, this shit is on. How is he doing? And I'd be curious to know, like, is that just a beautiful touch he has, or if those are just like, bro. This nigga got the most
Nah,
beautiful
I saw him
50-ish,
throw one off
50-ish.
his back foot this past week, and it dropped right in the bucket. And he was fading back.
Yeah, he has crazy arm talent.
Yeah, and that's what it is, right? It's that baseball background and allowing him to get different angles on the football. Yeah. Different platforms.
Yeah. No. To speak on what you're talking about, Edward, I wouldn't take anything away from him as far as his ability to throw contested balls and deep balls. He's very, very, very talented that way. Where he has deficiencies is the intermediate level, so 10 to 19 yard range. Well, the data shows it out, but the question is it Kyler or is it Cliff?
Good numbers.
I mean, the numbers are what the numbers are. I mean,
numbers don't. Always say the numbers don't tell the whole entire story.
The numbers don't tell the whole story. That's why I said afterwards, if Sean Hart would listen for my complete point, we don't know if it's Kyler or Cliff that is causing his deficiencies from 10 to 19 yard range, right? Is it the air raid offense that Cliff Kingsbury is running, right? That's either that's either, hey, we're throwing a screen or a slant, or we're throwing it deep, right? Very, very little stuff that's going on in the intermediate range pass game there. So we don't know. He could be able to do it fine, right? We don't know if it's a height thing, if he has a height deficiency or whatnot. We don't know. So all the numbers say is that he has a deficiency there. We don't know why. We don't know if it's him. We don't know if it's Cliff. We don't know what. But the stuff that we do see he's good at, he is good. He does have a great deep ball. He's good at scrambling around and stuff like that. But I will tell people this, right? Those plays that he does, those are low percentage plays. There's a reason why Russell Wilson has not gotten an MVP vote yet. He does those plays. Russell Wilson has made a career out of doing those plays. The thing is, you can't count on that week by week by week by week. Those plays you can't count on every week. That's the reason why Russell Wilson has not gotten an MVP vote. And that's why I don't think Kyler's going to get an MVP vote. Because of stuff like that. And then also, too, he doesn't have an offensive coordinator that's gonna make the game easy for him to put him into a place to where he can put up the numbers and stuff like that. So, Sean Hart can be excited. Week 1, hey, great. We'll see about week 17 or week 18.
Man, I got my money where my mouth is. They're gonna have a better record than the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're gonna make the playoffs.
Whoa. I never said that they wouldn't.
Oh, I know.
I think you gotta stab him with his Super Bowl pick, Isaac, the 49ers. You gotta stab him with his Super Bowl pick because he don't care about the Jags.
Dude, I can't wait until that shit falls flat on his face. Because if you think the fucking 49ers are going to the Super Bowl, you crazier than I thought. You are literally on the verge of like mental insanity, and we're gonna check you into the fucking crazy house, bro. Like, cause that shit is it's insane to even fathom. It really is.
I don't, Sean Hart, I don't get why you say it's insane. There are people who know way more football than us who are predicting the 49ers to go to.
Who?
Because there are scouts on top of scouts on top of scouts. There are scouts on top of scouts on top of scouts that have the 49ers going deep into the playoffs.
And that is exactly why they are still at the scout level position in their professions, because scouts are notorious for getting shit wrong, right? They are not always spot on the money, i.e. you can tell by draft picks and how early some people go and things of that nature. So I'm not finna just take a scout's word to the bank and just cash that shit.
Okay, well, all I know is that there are people with more football knowledge than you and I who think, hey, the 49ers have a Super Bowl team. The 49ers' only deficiency is their defensive backfield. Everything else is pristine.
Well, if you think about it, it is a passing league, man. So you're talking about, the only thing they suck at is just against the pass. Well, damn, that's a huge part of the game.
No. I didn't say it's like against the pass. No. I didn't say it's like against the pass. I said the deficiency is a defensive backfield. But they also do have one of the best defensive lines in the league.
I'll give you that, but
so
I don't see them being the New York Giants of 2011 with just this dominant, decent defensive front that will take them where they want to go. They don't have a clutch quarterback like Eli Manning that's going to make big time plays. If you count on Jimmy Garoppolo to be that, you're sadly mistaken. He will never. He will never.
Garoppolo not already go to the Super Bowl?
That nigga will let you down at any given
chance. Jimmy Garoppolo not already go to the Super Bowl? Did Jimmy Garoppolo not already go to?
Can you please explain to the people on that Super Bowl run how many pass attempts did Mr. Jimmy Garoppolo have, and what did his backfield look like as far as running the football? He had one of the better.
It looked like it. It looked like it does right now. They had an unknown guy run for 4 touchdowns in the NFC Championship game. Nobody knew Raheem Mostert's name before 2019 San Francisco 49ers. From where? He was a special teams guy. He was a guy who ran track at Purdue.
College too, so don't tell me I ain't know.
Yes, but he was a special. He was not a top tier running back. He was not a top tier running back.
Okay,
he just got hurt. They got the next version of him. They got the next version of him and Elijah.
I got $100
Mitchell.
That the fucking 49ers do not get to the fucking NFC Championship, let alone the Super Bowl. Not happening. Nah.
I told you I don't put money on games.
Man,
like
that. Dinner, take me somewhere, give me something nice.
We already got something going. Something going. Let's move. We already got. Let's move. Let's move on. Edward, if you allow me to talk about the trash of the AFC South real quick.
I don't give no fuck. I ain't got no horse in that race. Talk about that trash. Just start with your sorry ass Jacksonville Jaguars when you start with them too. Sure
I'm not gonna start with the Jaguars. I'm not gonna start with the Jaguars. I'm gonna start with the. Okay, I'll start with the Titans.
Oh my god!
For some reason, people still think that the Titans got something. Yes, they have a great receiver in AJ Brown. Yes, Julio.
Hey, dude. Hey, boy, don't make me hang up this phone.
Yes, Julio is still really good. Ryan Tannehill is a good quarterback. He's been playing an elite quarterback play because he had a great offensive coordinator the past 2 years. Derrick Henry is due for a regression because he has accumulated over 2,000 yards in the past 2 seasons, if we count the playoffs as well the year before. He's due for a regression. The offensive line is not that great. Their defense has sucked the past 2 years. They were terrible last year, one of the worst defenses in the league. And they went out and paid $16 million to Bud Dupree, who had a 10-sack season because T.J. Watt, the defensive player of the year, was on the other side. They are a deficient football team with poor play calling from the offensive side. And I don't know what they got going on defense. And they have to play a first-place schedule. Also, too, the rest of the AFC South, mind you, they have to play the NFC West, the best division in football, and the AFC East, one of the best divisions in football. All these teams, at best, will go 1-7 versus these 2 conferences. Are any of these teams beating the Rams, the 49ers, the Cardinals, or the Seahawks? Nope. Maybe the Cardinals. Are any of these teams beating the Patriots?
Maybe the Cardinals.
The Bills, or the Dolphins? Nope.
Maybe the fucking Rams.
Maybe the Jets. Maybe they might get the Jets. So at best, these teams are already starting off with 7 losses. They got to play each other. Whoever goes 4-2 in the division is going to make the playoffs with probably 7 wins. That's why I said on our picks podcast that the Jazz got a shot. The Jazz got a shot because the whole division sucks. So the Jags have the best thrower of the football in the conference, in the division, I mean. They
I
are
don't know if
rival
he's a
people
better
as
thrower
far
than
as
Carson Wentz. I don't know that to definitively be true.
So who do you feel like has the best team?
I mean,
I don't know if Trevor Lawrence is a better
all suck.
thrower of the football than Carson Wentz. I don't know that.
'Cause I think the Texans is the best team in the AFC South.
Yeah,
To be honest with you, to be honest with you, Sedacious. No, I can't say that. No, they don't because they don't have any. The
watch
best
out for
player on
Nico
the team
Collins
is
on the Texans too at the number 2 receiver position.
he.
Receiver out of
He's
Michigan.
not. He can't run routes. He's not going to be that great. The best player on the team is Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks is the only player. Sorry, Brandon Cooks and Larry Tunsil. Brandon Cooks and Larry Tunsil are the only 2 players on the team that have any realm of eliteness to them. Right? They can be talked about as some of the best at their position in the entire league. Everybody else is either average, slightly above average, or below average. So when they get to other teams who aren't the youngest team in the league or the second youngest team in the league, they're gonna, even later on down like week 11 or whatever, when the Jags play the Houston Texans again, I expect the Jags to win that game because the Jags have more talent than
I got money they don't.
The Texans do.
You expected them to win last year.
Since you expected them to win last week. This past week.
I did not expect. I didn't. What did I tell you? What did I tell you before the game?
All right, man, we gotta move on. You're right, coach. You're right. You told them before the game that you thought they was gonna be successful because they were young, still filling it out. Yeah, they suck. We get it. Bad. All right, cool.
All right, let's move on to Believeland.
No, I'm sorry not to cut you off, Coach.
No.
So speaking on Told You So's, like a couple episodes back, y'all can go back. I said that this loss to Tampa Bay would be the punch in the mouth that we need, and it was nothing short of that. We gave them all we could give them. Pause, and
I didn't know
my quarterback.
Moment, but go ahead.
My quarterback had the best quarterback play to me week 1, if you ask me, and that's a biased opinion, of course. But my boy was a machine, and that's all I want to say about that.
He did have a great performance. I wouldn't call it the best, but he did have a great performance.
I'm sorry, Christian, my bad. Go.
I was gonna say, but as I did say on that same podcast, Sedacious, when everybody was like, "Oh, the Cowboys are gonna get drugged by the Bucs," I was like, I don't know about that. There's too much firepower on this offense between Dak, between Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, and CeeDee Lamb. Y'all can score points, and for all the deficiencies of Dan Quinn, the Seattle cover 3 defense will get you to average. This was a terrible defense last year, but all they need to do is be average. All they need to do is be between 15 and 20 by the end of the year, and the Cowboys are going to the playoffs.
We're still working our kinks.
I love that cover 3 defense, though.
We're still working our kinks because Anthony Brown got burnt, and I don't think they're gonna let that happen again.
Yeah,
legit.
I mean, but Sedacious. A lot of corners in the league are going to look stupid against Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Antonio Brown.
Which brings us to the next segment. I actually have Brady going over, having a huge day in fantasy against that Falcons secondary. I just don't see anybody on that team who can man up one-on-one against Gronkowski, AB, Godwin, or Evans. They don't have not one corner on that roster that literally can shine their shoe. So I'm looking for huge days out of Gronk, specifically down the seams in the middle of the field. AB will be a force on the outside. Look for a lot of double moves and a lot of go routes, just simply off the premise of, hey, these guys can't cover man. Let's attack them head on. Brady is the absolute king at picking out your worst corner and literally picking on them all day. So it'll literally be a long day for their secondary. I'm looking for, and by the way, you all, this is a new segment entitled "Hey Bet That," brought to you by Shine Hard Izzo.
Oh my gosh, this guy. Hey,
Yeah,
quick question, Sean. Quick question, Sean. Before you continue, when you say go over, is there like a number?
Yeah,
so
because we live in Texas, my good man, great point. I want to make this perfectly clear. I am not within a legal betting state. So if you're looking for a money line straight bet, I do not have those answers for you. But single player projections in the fantasy world, over and under on single projection stats, that's specifically being passing yards for Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr.
What's the number?
You could be looking for him. Don't know what it's set at, right? Because it's still early in the week. They haven't had the projection for the entire week yet, but those are subject to change the closer we get to game time, injuries throughout the week, whatever the case may be. So I'll let those numbers be what they may. But whatever it is, be looking to go over on it, because I'm expecting a huge day, at least 300 plus, and with probably at least 3 touchdowns, again, all through the air as well. So look for a big day for Tom.
What if they set it high?
It won't be set too high because he didn't have that many passing yards first week. Though he had a lot, he went 300 plus, which I did expect. But man, if you saw that Falcons secondary against the Eagles receivers this past Sunday, you'll know exactly what I mean by and that's no disrespect to Jalen Hurts, another H-Town native. Hold it down. Man. If you put the Buccaneers in that spot, my God, the Falcons secondary, they don't have a chance, right? So I watched that game almost from start to finish, and they made the rookie Deontay Smith just look pristine. Though he's a good talent, it was just a lot of mental lapses within the secondary, and a lot of people left running wide butt open. And that's just not going to fly with the Buccaneers. So I'm just looking for big days out of them. The second game you guys can watch. Help me out. I'm reeling.
49ers Eagles.
49ers Eagles. Look for a huge game on the ground with the run game for the 49ers. Though Raheem Mostert did get hurt this past week, season-ending injury. Speedy prayers and recovery to him. But they do have a rookie running back who played for the Raging Cajuns at the collegiate level, and he is looking like glimmers and shades of a star in the rough. So look for that young man to have a huge game. And if I'm not mistaken, I want to get a name on that feller. I believe his name is
Elijah Mitchell.
Elijah Mitchell. Thank you. That's exactly
sixth round pick. They also have Trey Sermon, I think 3rd round pick out of Ohio State. He was inactive this past week.
But Elijah Mitchell is looking to get the bulk of those carries in fantasy due to the injury and the showing that he had through preseason and with game 1. Went over 100 yards with a touchdown. So be looking for a huge game on the ground from the Niners in fantasy. So if you have Elijah Mitchell, look for him to put up some good projection numbers for your fantasy team. And then singularly on that Niners squad as well, look for Kittle to have a pretty huge day, right? Though that Eagles secondary is a little bit improved, George Kittle, top 2 tight end in the league. I don't think that's a secret. And the Eagles, too, do not have a soul who can hold him. So I'm looking for a high volume catch day for Kittle with the yards to go with it. So be on the lookout for that 49ers and Eagles game. And last, but definitely not freaking least.
Sean Hart, before you leave that game, if Deebo Samuels has a rushing yard projection that's in the single digits, I will go over on that.
Yeah, Kyle Shanahan likes to get him out on a lot of sweeps and stuff out of the backfield, likes to get him the ball in creative ways. Though I don't think they'll have a stat for that. Unfortunately, if they did, I would have taken the over on that as well, due to what I just kind of more so alluded to. Great call. But I don't think they're going to have low-hanging fruit like that, because they're also in the business of making money as well, and I get that. And in the last game on the list,
Texans Browns.
My Texans and them Browns. Wow. Hey man, Texans had a great showing this past weekend. If you watch the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Texans game, as you see them completely trample and annihilate and obliterate the Jags, man, take their fucking soul and crush their morale and their spirit. That's what they did. But the Texans play the Browns this upcoming week, and if you know, like I know, you will get on that chubby train. My boy Sir Chubbs a lot. I'm looking for a huge day, an extremely huge day. I'm talking about probably 150 plus. Kareem Hunt probably 70 plus on the ground. I'm looking at them quite possibly going over 200 yards altogether on the ground. I'm not chalking that all up to Chubb, though he is capable of that. I just think they'll both have huge days against that Texans defense that is very much so susceptible to the run. So look for a huge day in fantasy for Nick Chubb. And I think I have Nick Chubb in our Respect the Game league, brothers. So be looking to get your ass whooped if you got me on the schedule this week, man. Because I got the niggas with me, man, to say the very least. And that's going to be it, man, for the Bet That segment. New segment we got going here on Respect the Game. Be looking for some new picks and projections next week, man. Fucking go.
True that. All right, man. Where y'all want to go? Ravens, Raiders, Cleveland, Chiefs.
Can we stay on the Browns?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, sure.
We would.
Yeah. We're here.
All I gotta say is that I did predict the Browns to be in the Super Bowl. I don't know what the womp is coming from. Did they not look like a Super Bowl team?
Nigga,
hold on, wait a minute. No, we're not about to do that. We're not about to. Christian, what? Yes or no? What's your prediction on the Kansas City Chiefs starting off 0-2 wrong?
Yes. I mean, yeah, sure. But
no, it's not sure, nigga. It's just shit's wrong.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna get to the Chiefs. I'm gonna get to the Chiefs in a second. But everyone's blowing up. Oh my gosh, what happened to the Chiefs? What's going on? How are the Browns up like this? Bruh, they are the most complete team in the entire league. Offense and defense, play calling wise. The only thing I don't like when it comes to play calling is that their defensive coordinator, he comes from that Seattle scheme. That scheme is susceptible to teams coming back on you. It is what it is. That's the scheme. But other than that,
Patrick Mahomes come back on everybody,
bro. I just
no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Ask the Texans in the playoffs 2 years ago.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
Okay, Sean Hart, I'm gonna get to Patrick Mahomes.
Didn't he come back on your Niners too in the Super Bowl? Did he come from behind?
First of all, the Niners are not my team, and they have the same defense. I said this 1,000 times. They have the same defense. I'm a Kyle Shanahan fan. I'm not a 49ers fan. I'm a Kyle Shanahan fan.
Okay, so that makes
they have the same defense. No, it doesn't.
Hey, bro,
it doesn't. Are you a Deshaun Watson fan? So you're a Texans fan now?
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Shut up. So I'm gonna get to the Kansas City Chiefs, but the Browns looked like a Super Bowl team out there. They looked like they belonged on the field.
Lost. Are you gonna be a Super Bowl team and lose?
Okay. All right. No, let me go ahead and get to the Chiefs then. Right. Let me tell you what the Chiefs are.
Come back.
Let me tell you what the Chiefs are. And Sean Hart, Sean Hart, please give me 2 minutes to lay this out. 2 minutes to lay this out because I want everybody to get it. Because folks think I'm smoking on something wonderful right now.
It was going 0-2, so go ahead. I'm just waiting.
The reason I said they were going to go 0-2, right, was because there's a flaw in the makeup of the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, when I say the Kansas City Chiefs, everyone thinks, oh, you must not believe in Andy Reid. You must not believe in Patrick Mahomes. You must not believe in Tyreek Hill. No, I do believe in those guys. Andy Reid, Hall of Fame coach. Patrick Mahomes, best or second best quarterback in the league, probably the best quarterback in the league. Tyreek Hill, best receiver in the league. I'm a little early on Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce's still elite. But Brett Veach is banking on 5 players and 2 great coaches and another really good coach. Brett Veach, the GM for the Kansas City Chiefs, has built a flawed team. He's banking on 5 players: Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Chris Jones, and Tyrann Mathieu. Everybody else is average to below average. One of those guys is hurt. It is done. It is over with. They can't continue to go on. The last 11 games that the Kansas City Chiefs were within 1 score, they are 11-1. The NFL average is 50%. The year they went to the Super Bowl, in those type of games, they were 5-4. They are due for a regression. That game, yesterday. Listen. Let me get my 2 minutes in. Let me get my whole thing in.
Stop yelling so fucking loud in the mic.
Let me get it in.
2 minutes, bro.
Let me get it. Let me get it in. Let me get it in. Let me get it in.
Too much Red Bull.
This past weekend, the Browns dominated the entire game until Nick Chubb fumbled.
They dominated
They dominated the entire game.
They're one of the best rushing teams in the league. You're right. They dominated running the ball.
They dominated the entire game until Nick Chubb fumbled.
That's the name of the game.
So
that's not a Super Bowl team. You making costly turnovers, that doesn't give you the characteristics of a Super Bowl team.
Okay, bro. Turnovers is a luck stat. You can either get lucky on it or unlucky on it. It is what it is, bro. Let me tell you. Let me tell you who knows about turnover luck. Bill Belichick. Every coach from high school through college to the NFL has the 2012 Patriots turnover practice tape. The 40-minute turnover practice drill, every coach does it from the 2012 Patriots. Why? Because Bill Belichick is the king of trying to manage turnovers. Guess what? They lost this weekend because they had bad turnover luck. Turnover luck is what it is. You can't control it half the time.
So are you saying the Chiefs won because of turnover luck?
Yes.
Turnover luck. So now if Nick Chubb good in spurts, it bends but it doesn't break. Not any of that, but just turnover luck.
Okay. Let me give you 4 plays. Let me give you 4 plays. Let me give you 4 plays. No. Let me give you 4 plays. Let me give you 4 plays, right? Okay.
Right. Wrap up your
The Browns are dominating the game. Nick Chubb fumbles. Now, if the Browns are lucky and they recover that fumble, hey, no harm, no foul, right? The Browns are unlucky, they didn't recover the fumble. It is what it is, that's fine. The very next play. Sorry. The Chiefs go down, they get a field goal, right? The Browns go down, they score a touchdown. The next play, Patrick Mahomes throws up a prayer. Just happens a prayer that is a very, very low percentage play. Guess what? Hey, John Johnson just happens to turn his head around at the wrong time. Tyreek Hill catches the ball. No one's back there. 75-yard touchdown, right? It's one of those plays you get with Mahomes and Tyreek Hill. It is what it is, okay? But it's a very low percentage play. All right, there we go. Look, all right, whatever. The next time the Browns have the ball, they go 3 and out. Hey, that's fine. We're going to punt the ball, let our defense play, right? Defense been playing pretty well all game. Let our defense play. Oh, snap. The punter, who on his first play in the entire game, because we've been dominating, drops the ball. Is that not unlucky? Okay, he drops the ball.
A poorly coached football team that doesn't.
A poorly coached football team that the first play your punter gets in the game is with 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. That's a poorly coached football team.
I'm talking about. Hey, man,
okay.
The name of the game is execution. If
the name of the game is execution
on the football team or on
the name of the game
team,
is execution.
You do not execute, and they didn't do that. They didn't.
Okay. All I gotta say is, the Chiefs had 8 games last year, or 7 games last year.
Going back to
the reason I'm doing that is because I believe that Brett Veach has built a flawed team, that this team is going to bust. This pipe is going to bust.
All right. So to sum up everything you're saying is they built a flawed team. The GM only has the team centered around 5 key players. If one of those players get injured, whether it be offense or defense, the Kansas City Chiefs are going to suffer severely. And you think that they are long overdue?
They don't even have to get injured. They don't even have to get injured. The reason I was going back to last year, Edward, is because eight of their one score games last year that they played in were with non-playoff teams.
Okay.
And all those guys that I was talking about were on the field.
Okay.
They lost to the Raiders, who were a non-playoff team.
And they didn't have Tyrann Mathieu on the field at all yesterday.
They didn't. That's fine. And guess what? The Browns' offense looked great without Tyrann Mathieu on the field.
Correlation?
But the turnover luck got him.
All right. So Christian,
but I'm saying it's not. I'm saying it's going to bust here soon.
All right, that's your prediction. Like we started off talking about the podcast, beautiful people. Unfortunately, we can't argue up until the end of the season. We have to trust the process and see this through game by game, week by week, possession by possession, to see if the Kansas City Chiefs actually do bust. Now, a very, very, very funny thing that Coach Johnson has been able to do is he's the nucleus. And we have this on tape, the nucleus of his argument against the Kansas City Chiefs. Before this week, he said nothing about the GM. He said nothing about it being centered around 5 players. He did say verbatim, Kelsey was on a downward spiral. That obviously didn't look like the case week 1. Then he also said he emphatically believed, again, these are his projections, the numbers, the data, whatever. He emphatically believed that the Kansas City Chiefs offensive line was going to get washed and obliterated. So much so that Patrick Mahomes would not know what. No, I didn't see that. I definitely didn't see that.
He was pressured 17 times. He was pressured 17 times this game.
Okay, so all right, that's cute. So you said the rookies, they were going to have a handful. They gave up two sacks, I believe. Hold on, I had wrote it down. Lucas Niang, he gave up 2 sacks. You had Orlando Brown going up against, I want to say, Garrett, and you had Lucas Niang going up against Clown, right? So I'm watching this and I'm assuming that there's going to be some like stifling pressure that Patrick Mahomes is not going to be able to withstand the heat, and that's going to like take away from him being Patrick Mahomes. That did not happen according to what I saw. That did not happen. And
Edward.
I let you talk. And what's funny
Go ahead.
What's funny about this situation is I felt where you were coming from. Like, yo, these guys are rookies. They haven't really played like that. But like going back to how we used to praise Eric Bieniemy, I feel like it didn't matter in certain possessions. It didn't matter what the rush was between like the defensive line of the Cleveland Browns, because Patrick Mahomes already knew where he was going with the ball from the snap. So I think the Kansas City Chiefs offensive line, I think they held up pretty well. And I hear what you're saying, but I won't respect it till I actually see it happen, because you're speaking off like passion and prediction, like not like cold hard facts or whatever the case may be.
Because Tyreek Hill and Kelsey and Patrick Mahomes have proven.
How am I not? I'm trying to figure out, Edward. How am I not speaking on facts? Fact. They have 3 guys. Whose first snaps in the NFL. Sorry, the 3 guys.
Is that agreeable?
I'm not talking about them right now. I'm talking about the offensive line. They have 3 guys whose first snaps in the NFL were last week playing on offensive line. Is that not a fact?
Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith, Lucas Niang. Yes.
Yes, that's a fact. Also, Also, they spent a first-round pick on a left tackle who is not that good.
Orlando Brown.
Yeah,
Yes.
first team All-Pro, multiple time Pro Bowler, top 5.
First team All-Pro.
Yeah, he made first team All-Pro when he was with the Ravens. Look it up. Yes.
Okay, well, that was very undeserved. But also too, his true pass sets are different. Listen, he's going to be a disappointment. He's going to be a disappointment for the Chiefs. He is not that much of an upgrade. He's not okay.
Prediction.
So it's a
projection. We're talking about week one. Here's
what is fact. Here's what is fact. Here's what is fact. The type of pass sets that he had to do for the Ravens is 100% different than what he would have to do for the Chiefs. They run two completely different offenses. There's more play action and screens in the Ravens playbook than there is in the Kansas City Chiefs playbook. Kansas City Chiefs are going to try to get it downfield. He's going to have more true pass sets every game in the Kansas City Chiefs playbook than he did with the Ravens. That is fact.
What I will give you passing game, I think they did as great as you can expect them to do, considering the circumstances that you say they're under, having 3 guys who played their first snap. I think they did phenomenal under those circumstances. That's one. 2, the only thing I would give you is that their run game was absolutely horrific. Their run game was horrific, and I give props to Eric Bieniemy for like not forcing that and understanding that. Because like in the second quarter, I believe it was, like he went pass play for 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 pass play until like they got into the second half and then start to try to get back to the run. So if you want to try to crucify them for like their run block protection,
they had to abandon it because they got down so much early. They had to abandon it.
Right. So there's that too. So, but like, according to your, I guess you're gonna preach this until the season is over with. But if we're talking about week 1 by itself, that those three guys, that offensive line as a front did well enough to give Patrick Mahomes the time he needed to pick that great defense apart.
Oh my God!
Or you can give credit to Eric Bieniemy, whoever you want to.
I give credit to Patrick Mahomes. Don't give credit to that line, bruh. You can give credit. You can give credit. You can give credit to Eric Bieniemy or Andy Reid, whoever's calling the plays for getting the ball out quick. But on the 75-yard touchdown, was Patrick Mahomes sitting in the pocket chilling, or was he running for his
laser that he threw on the rope?
On the rope doing what? Running for his life.
Fading out of bounds.
Running for his life because he was under pressure.
Bro, it's a game of football. Are they supposed to have every possession where he's sitting so comfortably in the pocket?
They gave up 17 pressures on 40 dropbacks. That's almost half his dropbacks. He was under pressure.
Well, Patrick Mahomes did pretty damn good against that defense that you speak so highly of. That defense you speak so highly of. Patrick Mahomes did pretty damn good against that defense.
He did, and a lot of that is on I forgot what this guy's name is. I think it's Joe Johnson is the defensive coordinator for the Browns.
So it's the Browns defensive coordinator's fault that they didn't.
Does the Brown defensive coordinator take snaps on defense?
Yes, he didn't have a game plan. He didn't have. Okay. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
It's always something, bro. First,
let me ask you this.
The defense is phenomenal. First, the defense is phenomenal, and they just to wipe their faces with the field.
I did not say that. Oh my gosh.
Then we're gonna put blame on the defensive coordinator,
bruh. I started. Okay. Listen. They have phenomenal talent. They have phenomenal talent on that defensive side of football. Can I explain it? They have phenomenal talent on the defensive side of football. They have I'm trying to talk to you because you obviously not get what I'm saying. They have phenomenal talent. They have phenomenal talent on that side of the football. Okay, they have probably not more. But actually, in the defensive backfield, they have more talent than the Buccaneers. But guess what? The Buccaneers didn't allow this to happen. Why? Especially not in the Super Bowl. In the first game they did, but not in the Super Bowl. Why? Because in the Super Bowl,
right tackle were on injury
no,
reserve.
that's not why.
Yes,
because in the Super Bowl they had a plan.
Yes,
they had a plan for Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce.
We're not talking about the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl, the fucking Chiefs
I'm not
packed together O-line.
What I'm trying to put. Yeah. Oh my gosh, bro. Never mind, man.
You're not driving, are you?
I am driving. I'm almost home. I'm almost home.
Oh
I'm almost home.
Please don't crash. About to...
I'm not. I'm about to park right now. I'm about to park right now. I'm about to park right now. But Joe Johnson had too much faith in his and he has too much faith in the scheme and did not game plan directly for Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. Out of every receiver other than Travis Kelce,
why do we care to
Let me
plan
ask
for them? They're on the downward spiral. Kelce is on. He's trash. He's washed. Why do we care to plan for them, Coach Johnson?
I'm the only person who thinks that. No one else thinks that. I'm the only person who thought that. I don't think anymore. I was too early. I got that one wrong.
Sound like Max Kelly with Tom Brady on this clip theory, bro. You gonna be waiting, my nigga. You gonna be waiting.
I probably am. I was wrong on that one. It is what it is. But yeah, I was wrong. I was wrong on them going on too. It was very close though. Mighty dog.
Horseshoes and hand grenades are the only time almost ever.
That's fine. That's fine. But when they missed the playoffs though,
Christian, you have made a great dent in this podcast because I'm not even enamored with if the Chiefs will make the playoffs. I'm more enamored with the excuse that you're going to have as to why they made the playoffs and why you wasn't really.
I'm not gonna have an excuse.
I can't wait.
I'm not gonna have an excuse. Hey, if they made the playoffs, they made the playoffs. I was wrong.
No, nigga, ain't no if they make it, they gonna make it. Nigga, you predicted that they wasn't gonna make it. So that ain't gonna do it.
Hey, boys do not like the stove when it get cut on, man. Niggas don't like the stove when it get cut on.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm not gonna have an excuse of why they made it or not.
All right, man.
I don't have an excuse why they won yesterday. They won because they got lucky.
Okay. They got lucky.
Coming back 15-3 is luck. I get it, bro. Anyway.
Do y'all care to talk about the Raiders and the Ravens at this point? We only got like 5-10 minutes left.
I don't, bro, because I ain't gonna lie.
What are your thoughts on Lamar Jackson, Edward?
Lamar has to protect the ball. I mean, he took accountability for that, so respect to him for that. With the fumbles or whatever. Yeah, I mean, like I told you, beginning of the year, I was like, I see why you believe that, like, they can actually get to the Super Bowl, with Lamar Jackson. But this is that particular game, he played great. Perfect balance, I guess you could say, with him, like, using his legs when he had to. And him throwing a football, beautiful dot mob to Sammy Watkins. Not gonna take nothing away from that. That's another reason, like, I had wanted to, I want to see, like, the raw actual, like, film version, because, like, certain, like, runs or whatever the case might be, like, I'm like, okay, is this, like, off of, like, pocket pressure, or is this off, like, your guys are just on getting across down the field? And so, obviously, like, there's that debate between, is this Lamar acting like this or not throwing it, or is this Greg Roman not scheming something up? So I was just trying to, like, view it from all angles, but, I mean, it comes with the game. Like, I mean, like, the ball is in Lamar Jackson's hand. He's going to, like, heavy as the head who wears the crown. So, I mean, he's always going to have a vocal point, whether they have success on offense or they don't. So, I mean, like, charges to the game, obviously, you don't want those fumbles. But, I mean, they in that game because of him.
All right, yeah. I'm sorry. Can we get off him? Yeah, we off him. So, yeah, these Raiders, though. So,
yeah,
they look like they finna take the AFC, whatever.
Man, the Raiders are extremely dependent upon Darren Waller. I believe Darren Waller is the top 5 tight end in the league.
Hey, you didn't see the boy Edwards come through in the fourth quarter? That last drive?
I want to speak to.
Hold on, let me finish my Lamar take real quick. So, my biggest my beef with y'all after last year's Super Bowl with like the Patrick Mahomes, like y'all picking Patrick Mahomes, like knowing all right, he's depleted offensive line, da 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 da.
Yeah, that's true. I fucked up.
Players fuck up. I think the irritation and the hoopla that like when I address like, yo, Lamar Jackson, like he not this or he not that, like with as you want to say, with the right pieces around him, a solid defense, or somebody who can really scheme up guys open for Lamar. Yes, Lamar Jackson is worthy enough and has the talent to get to the Super Bowl. But for the fanboy Raven fans and for the fanboy Lamar Jackson fans, I don't believe Lamar Jackson can Superman his way to the Super Bowl. How we was able to see Patrick Mahomes under the wrist and like, I mean, obviously guys drop balls, so that's not completely on Pat. A few caught passes, like he was like, oh, Patrick Mahomes damn near like did that shit. But I don't believe Lamar Jackson can Superman his way to the Super Bowl, not having the requisite pieces around him that people has been begging for him to have. So that's my overall looming take on Lamar Jackson. Is he worthy enough and capable to get to the Super Bowl with a few pieces, right team, complimentary football? Yes, he has that talent to do that, regardless if he's like this prolific passer. But he's not. I don't think he has it in him to Superman his way to the Super Bowl, put the team on his back, running for 200 yards, throwing for $150. I don't think
that's fair. I would agree with that due to the fact that they have a depleted roster already before week one even started. Horrendous injuries, back-to-back plays, I believe, in practice to Marcus Peters and Gus Edwards being down to their practice squad running back. They're depleted right now. And I think
first round draft pick receiver Bateman out.
Yeah, I think as the game waned, you kind of saw where depth was an issue. And I don't know what they got going on, but I think they need to fire their strength and conditioning coach or whoever is over the recovery process in regards to the team doctor, because they ain't getting their check worth, because we having too many players on the same team go down. And I don't think that's coincidental. I think that has to do with everything to how team doctors and dietitians are maybe mapping out, plans of success for the team and their players. And it just isn't coming to fruition right now. It's actually being a detriment to the team. So they maybe want to take a Lakers approach, right? And maybe kind of clean house in that department this upcoming season. I would say get ahead of the curve and maybe start now if you can. I don't know if you can hire doctors mid-season. I don't know how that process works. Probably not. But as soon as this season over, his ass is grass or whoever they are. Because this shit, it's pretty sad. The injuries that they've ensued.
Well, yeah, that's all I got on Lamar.
These Raiders finna take. Ain't the Chiefs in their division?
Yes, the Chiefs are in their division, so they should.
The Raiders might win this one, bro.
Thank you for bringing it up, Sedacious. The Raiders are in their division. The Chargers are in their division, and the Broncos are in their division.
The Las Vegas Raiders
fucking fool.
Derek Carr is a top 10 quarterback in the league. He is.
I'm done today. I'm done. You
is
can
he better than Josh Allen?
I don't have nothing else to say.
He's not better than Josh Allen.
No.
Actually, hey, I would say that they're about on the same tier. They're about on the same tier.
Who? Everybody can't be there, bro. We can't have Kyler and Lamar and Josh.
He's better than Kyler. Derek Carr is better than Kyler.
I can name 10 quarterbacks that
Derek Carr
is
better than Kyler.
No, he ain't.
I can legitimately name 10 quarterbacks I want before Derek Carr. You about to make me pull that Ben Simmons shit that I had to give Darnell last.
Go ahead. Before you do that though, before you do that, Sean Hart, I just do want to make this point since Edward tried to call me out. My reasoning last time, he's correct. All right, I talked about what the Chiefs were going up against. I said they had a harder schedule, and their teams in their division were better, right? But because people were coming at me like, "Oh, does he not know about Patrick Mahomes?" I had to clarify the reason I thought they would do it not only because they had a harder schedule, but because of the flawed team. Now, as Sedacious pointed out, the Raiders are a lot better than what people think. They are. They've been on the cusp of the playoffs for the last two years. They've had a top 10 offense the last 2 years. They just had a terrible defense. But guess what? That Seattle cover 3, it'll come in, it'll get you the average. That's all they need to do. And they had a chance. And guess what? They did beat the Chiefs last year.
Let me know when you're ready.
And they were in driving position to beat them the second time.
All right,
go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go.
In no definitive order, except for this top 3. This top 3 is definitely in order. Mahomes, Brady, Rodgers. Let me get them out the way. That's the chosen 3. Moving them out the way.
That's the
now
oracle.
We get into the stop, please. All right, so I got Dak at 4, Kyler at 5. That's in no definitive order. I'm just telling you, just 10 that I want before Derek Carr. So that's 5 off rip. Okay. Go ahead and give me Justin Herbert before Derek Carr. Give me Matthew Stafford before I want Derek Carr.
They're the same guy. Go ahead.
Matthew Stafford has elite arm talent, some that would have rivaled Aaron Rodgers, especially in his heyday. Derek Carr has not been anywhere close to that. Let's move on from that. Anyway, not the same player. That's 7. I'm at 7E.
I think you said
that was
7. 5, and you said
7.
Yeah, Herbert and Stafford 7.
I bet. At 8. Shit. Let me get the kid. Lameezy. You feel me? The dope. Gotta have. I'm taking him before Derek. That's 8.
I'll give you that.
No, for sure. And then at 9, I got Shake and Bake. I got Baker Mayfield. I like Baker at the position a little better than Carr.
They're the same guy. Go ahead.
Boy, you just okay. Now you see what I deal with? Like
no 10. Get your 10. Get your 10.
All right. And for the final spot, like, bro, let's make it easy. Like, who you want in there? Like, who you want to pick from? Like, do you want to go?
No, you had 10 easy. What happened? You had 10 easy.
No, I'm saying, I'm asking it because it's so easy. I'm about to give us like 5 selections that we can put at 10, right above Derek Carr. So, do we want to go? Bro? To be honest, I would take Matt Ryan before I would take Derek Carr, bro.
Same guy.
Yes, bro. I would. And I'm not even saying Matt Ryan is the top 10.
I could be wrong, but I don't know if you got Russ in there. I don't know if you said Russ.
Did I say Russell Wilson?
I don't think you said Russ.
Oh yeah, damn. He probably left because I did, but I definitely got Russell in there. So if I didn't have Russell Wilson in there, then he definitely need to be in there. So fuck you, whoever I said at 10, but yeah, Russell Wilson for sure. That's 10 easy, bro. And I feel like I could have kept going to really get somebody else in there. Shit, but Derek Carr ain't no top 10 quarterback, bro. You got to just stop saying the first shit that come to your head.
Derek Carr is a quality quarterback.
He's a quality quarterback.
On the same level of a Matt Ryan. On the same level of a Baker Mayfield.
Do not say top 10.
On the same level as Matthew Stafford.
Team does not reach the playoffs. Do not say top 10.
They didn't reach the playoffs. It's a team game. Stop doing this like it's only the quarterback.
And he is the most important cog on the team that is dependent upon wins and losses.
He is not Patrick Mahomes. He is not Patrick Mahomes. He is not Aaron Rodgers. He is not Tom Brady. He can't carry his team. He's not that good.
That a quarterback can go get you and win a game by himself. Is that agreeable? If a quarterback is great enough, he can win you a game by himself.
Let me tell you why it's not. No, it's not.
That's not what I'm asking.
The guy who played
can a great quarterback win you games by themselves?
No. Nope. Because the guy who should have won MVP last year was on a.
You breaking up, Christian.
Oh, and here's one.
Team game.
I want I want Jameis Winston before I want Derek Carr, especially what I just saw out of him this week. I'm taking that. I'm living. Better arm talent, better team, better situation. Give me Jameis. I like that. That's another one.
Oh, my bad.
That one slipped through.
Say it again, my bad. I'm bad. My headphones and stuff. I ain't know you
I
said.
said I'll take Jameis Winston before I take Derek Carr as well.
As long as you don't put Josh Allen up there.
Oh, yeah. I'll take that nigga before.
No. It's too late. It's too late.
I'll take Josh Allen too.
He belong. No, you left it right where he belongs.
I just couldn't call it.
Not in the conversation.
Yo, Sedacious was waiting there. He was like, you done? You good?
Not in the conversation. He's not in the conversation.
He is. Nigga, Josh Allen is top 10, nigga. Fuck around, be top 5.
He played at the top 5 level last year. He played at the top 5 level last year.
He was top 5 last year.
He was top 5 Sunday.
He played at that level last year. He was not top 5 Sunday. He was not top 5.
I don't think he was top 5 Sunday. I don't think he was.
You're right,
I'm just going off last year's work.
Hey, you know who was?
And Ben Roethlisberger ain't do shit that game. Ben Roethlisberger ain't do quarter shit that game.
I'll take Ben Roethlisberger over Derek Carr.
Oh, my gosh. That's disrespectful.
I'll take Ben Roethlisberger over Josh
Two-time Super Bowl champion who throws for over 5,000 yards.
Who's done? A guy
who never had a 5,000 yard season.
A guy who's done.
A guy whose fucking brother is David Carr. That just lost me already. So he just his family trees his brother. Yeah, I'll bring the brother into this.
Hey, Christian is like writing a lot of people off, bro. He's writing a lot of people's careers off, bro.
How? What do you mean?
You just said Ben Roethlisberger done, bro.
He is.
He is. He's been done. What are you talking about? He's done last year.
They look bad Sunday, bro. Yeah. Like,
he's not the Big Ben of old. He has a great name. He had a great career as a Hall of Fame quarterback. He's done. He's not great. He's one of the.
I couldn't believe Buffalo didn't beat him though. That was my thing. I couldn't believe Buffalo didn't beat him.
Because that defense is real. They had a great game plan. The defense is real. I can't wait till they play the Chiefs.
That defense series.
I can't wait till they play the Chiefs.
Greater and greater. And like, I'm not even like a Chiefs stan, like most. Like, I just have to see what everything Christian is talking about.
It's gonna come. I can't wait till it does.
All right. If it does, fine. But if it don't, all I ask for you to do, sincerely, is take accountability for being wrong and not try to put it on any coordinator or any player. Just say, "I know
you don't."
I mean,
you had a chance to be the realest nigga living just a few minutes ago and give my nigga Kermit the Frog, Patrick Mahomes his credit, and you didn't. You blew it.
He played a great game.
And I'm not gonna let you circle back around the parking lot and come give his credit now. No, you blew it.
What are you talking about?
You blew it. You had a chance to say Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs had an elite comeback game as we have known them to have since this man has walked into the league. He is the comeback kid, comeback shouting, shopping bag shouting. If he go out, he's coming back with it. Never empty-handed. Period, bro. That's what we know him to be. That's what we know him to be.
You made
and he did that Sunday, and you acting like you so fucking surprised. Why? I don't understand, bro. I really don't.
I am not surprised. I'm not surprised. But I'm saying.
No, he said that
they are due.
If you give Patrick Mahomes the cover 3 Seattle shit, then Patrick Mahomes, if anybody don't come back.
Cover 4, cover 2, it don't matter. That's why I'm telling you.
And you basically said that. And you said
don't tell me they're a great defense and then tell me they were playing cover 3 and that's the reason he came back. Nigga,
we can sum it up like this. He said it had nothing to do with Patrick Mahomes. He simply said verbatim, the Chiefs came back out of turnover luck.
I did say that. No, it wasn't. Smart people know what I'm talking about. Don't worry about it. Y'all, it's on another level. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
That's what you call it. You moving to borderline insanity, bro. You moving the borderline.
That's fine. I'll stay out there. I've been out there my whole life. That's fine.
Well, no, I will say
that
I do believe that if they don't fuck that punt up, the Chiefs do lose that game. And so I think that one single play is the reason why they won.
Yeah. And if fucking the Falcons would have ran the ball, they would have won the fucking.
I mean, we haven't even fully flushed out the game and talk about the Browns also having a chance to win the game.
They did have a chance to win the game,
end, bro. You got a chance to win it.
They did have a chance to win it. But guess what?
It was a turn. It was a.
You know who Baker Mayfield is not? Baker Mayfield is not Patrick Mahomes.
Done with you. Yeah, we know. We know that. You know who knows that? Me, right? Because he's not. He was able to lead them to a comeback, which he's done multiple times. It's not even surprising anymore. Whenever the Chiefs get down, guess what? Guess what I didn't do? Guess what I didn't do Sunday when I saw that they was down 2 scores? I didn't panic because I've seen this movie before. I haven't seen the sequel. I haven't seen the trilogy.
And you know what I
almost did on a Fast and Furious franchise mode, bro. They finna. I done seen 8
what I almost did Sunday? You know what I almost did Sunday? I almost text y'all. I was like, I don't want to jinx it. I almost text y'all at halftime and said, I hope this cover 3 defense don't F it up. I've said this on the podcast 1,000 times. I've talked about the Seattle Seahawks, who gave up the Super Bowl to Tom Brady in 2014. I talked about the Jacksonville Jaguars, who gave up the AFC Championship game to Tom Brady in 2017. I've talked about the 2019 49ers, who gave up the lead in the fourth quarter, like the other defenses have done, because this defense allows that to happen. And the reason I said that, and I keep going back to this because for some reason y'all just can't get it through your head. This defense allows it to happen. The other defenses don't allow it to happen. The teams to come back on it because they play flesh man
what happened
and they double guys the whole time.
Comebacks against everybody else. Was they playing cover 3 too?
They didn't have the same type of defenses. They didn't have the same defensive talent. When he came back against it,
year, still reigning heavyweight flip-flop champion of the fucking world.
What about flip-flop and not flip-flop? I've been consistent on this point all the time. The reason I keep bringing these defenses up, the Seahawks had an all-world defense. One of the best defenses ever to be put together. Guess what? They came back on. The 49ers that year, one of the all-time defenses. They were breaking records. Guess what? Came back on. The 2017 Jaguars with Blake Bortles at quarterback almost went to the Super Bowl. But guess what? They were all-world that year. Scored 54 points on defense.
All right, so we close out this.
They came back on. They all ran the same defense.
We close out.
The reason I keep bringing it up because they had great players who in this defense get put in bad positions. It is what it is.
All right, so we close out this episode by simply saying the Chiefs coming back was pure luck, and it had nothing to do with their skill set.
Oh my gosh!
Close us out, Sean Howard.
Hey man, we done seen it all today: the good, the bad, the ugly, the hypocrisy, the feebleness, the sheer just blatant disregard for just universal respect for a bad fucking nigga and a great team. I am just amazed as always with this great podcast and the members of it. Truly, this has been fun. And people, the great thing about it is this doesn't have to be the end. You can join us every Tuesday for this great, beautiful, uncensored, high quality shit that you gonna get, man. This every fucking week. We serving this shit like hotcakes. Waffle House, we always open, baby. Look us up, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, wherever you get dope ass podcasts, like my boy Black P say. Yeah, man, it's up and it's fucking stuck, man. It's what's going on.
See you beautiful people next week.